Hi, welcome back to Singer Family Adventures. I'm Valerie, and today I'm going to share with you some research for a collaboration that was organized by Christy's Corner. It's called the What I Like About You, What I Like About You. Sorry for me singing, but it's the What I Like About You collab. And we have been also jokingly calling it the Stalking Collab, because what this meant was, I believe there's 23 channels in this collaboration, and each of us were assigned a person. And it was a person specifically that we really didn't know, that we didn't know very well, didn't interact with very much over YouTube. And we're supposed to get to know them by stalking them for the past couple months, meaning signing on to all their social media. I don't mean really stalking, but just watching their stuff, finding out what they're about, going back and watching some of their old stuff, all that sort of thing. So each of us has a person. I don't know out of the other 22 people which person was researching me. I have to watch all 22 videos, which I'm excited to watch anyway. And it's for us to get to know each other better and really get a sense of who we are. So my person was Gellie from Gellie's Journeys, and I'm linking her channel here. Where is it here? I always forget. Here. And so I went and watched Gellie's YouTube channel quite a bit. She does a lot of live streams. And I have a series of questions from Christy that I'm supposed to answer about Gellie. Now, I'll be honest with you, it was hard. It was hard partly because Gellie doesn't post like a few times a week. She'll like maybe skip a month, and then she'll post a couple times, and then she'll skip a month. And some of her live streams are awesome. Like, they're awesome to see what's going on at the parks or wherever she was, but she's not necessarily talking about herself that much. So still, I'm an anthropologist by training, which means I like snooping on people and sort of getting to know what's important to people. So I had fun getting to know Gellie, and really, I really like her now, even though she doesn't probably even know who I am. But and usually when I watch someone's video, I almost always comment on their video. I specifically did not comment on Gellie's as I was watching them because I didn't want her to know I was watching everything. So anyway, here are the questions. First question: if you were to meet your person in person, what would you want to chat about? We know that it would be Disney because we're all Disney YouTubers, but specifically what? And I would say Gellie likes to cruise. So she actually just spent Thanksgiving on the Disney Fantasy. I know she was on another cruise last April. I think that one was on the Wonder. I need to go back to my notes and check. But she likes to cruise, and as you guys know, I love to cruise as well. And so I would really want to sit down with her and talk Disney cruises. Ask her which ship is her favorite, ask her exactly how many cruises she's been on, what got her into it, what's her favorite cruise activities, what's her favorite ports to go to, you know, blah, 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 blah. We would really get into all the cruising stuff. So I think that would be my first thing to chat with you about, Gellie, but then there'd definitely be more past that. So question 2, after getting to know your person by pretty much internet stalking them, what do you find about them that keeps you coming back to see more? So I will say that Gellie, not to play on her name, but Gellie is jolly. And I mean that. I mean, she's got a really friendly, positive energy about her. And she seems to have a, she's got a serious nature that's clear, but she also has this like YOLO, you only live once kind of way of living. And I really appreciate that. She clearly loves to have fun. She thinks about Disney quite a lot. And it's just lovely to sort of watch her and see her energy. And so that's part of what brings me back, and I'm going to keep watching her after this on a regular basis. I'm going to tell you more about her as we go, but I'm going to go through Christy's questions, and then I will also tell you some more that I found out about Gellie. So, were you able to determine where your person is from? I know that Jellie's from New Mexico. I don't know exactly where in New Mexico, and I've never been to New Mexico, but I've always wanted to go. I have a sense that it's really beautiful there in the American Southwest, and I would love to go have her take me around and show me some of the touristy spots, some of the less touristy spots, you know, what's important to her in her home area. I don't know if she's from there originally. I think she is, but I want to know, you know, how long have you been in New Mexico? What does New Mexico mean to you? All that sort of thing. Okay, number 4. Given the opportunity to celebrate your person's birthday, what would you do if location and money were not an issue? All right, well, that's easy. First of all, Gellie and I would go on a cruise together. Duh, right? So we would go on a 7-night cruise on the Disney Fantasy, just Caribbean. The ports don't matter that much. It's more that you're on the ship for a whole 7 nights. And on her actual birthday, we would wake up, we would go to Palo, and of course with her husband, whose name is Chills. I'll talk about him more in a minute. But we would go with Chills and Gellie and have Palo brunch, which is supposed to be phenomenal. I've never actually had Palo brunch. And then after that, Gellie and I would go to the spa. We'd get a mani-pedi. We'd hang out. We'd have fun. Maybe we'd go to adult pool for a while. And then she loves princesses, and she loves kind of romantic stuff. Her favorite movie is Sleeping Beauty. And she says that while some of the great new movies that have come out recently, like Brave and Moana, have been applauded because they didn't have romances in them, she's like, let's not forget the romance. Romance is great. So she's a romantic at heart. She loves that Prince Philip fought for Aurora. And so because of all of that, on her birthday, on the ship, I would take her to the Princess Tea. Now, this is an activity on the ship that is really geared towards little girls, but it's basically a high tea where the princesses come, and I think each girl's given a doll. I've never done it because, again, I'm the mother of boys, but I would take her to high tea, and we would have fun on the Disney Fantasy, and that would be her birthday extravaganza, princess-oriented, so that she got treated like a princess, which pretty much you do anyway when you're on a Disney cruise. You get treated like a princess, but we'd make sure Gellie got extra princess treatment. So let's hang out on your birthday. All money aside, right? So that's the big if. Okay. When you think about your person's personality, what is the first word that comes to mind? The word that just came to mind now, besides jolly, is she's bright. And I mean by that, like, I mean that in both senses of the word. Like, she seems to have kind of a shining personality and friendly. She also seems clearly very smart. And so that's just an appealing combination. Okay, some of Christy's questions get a little weird here. If your person were to come across an injured animal on the side of the road, house animal, not something dangerous, what do you think they would do? I'm sure she'd scoop it up and take it to the vet. That just seems to be how she is. They do have a dog. I don't know if they have any other pets, but yes, I absolutely think that she would take care of that animal the best she could. Okay, if you and your person were to have a friend's evening out anywhere, where would you plan for you and your person to go? Well, again, Disney cruise, right? Or the parks. Beyond that, I know she's a big Elvis fan. I know she's been to Graceland. On her sort of intro to her channel, there's a picture of her and her husband in front of the Graceland sign. But I've never been to Graceland, and it would be fun to, I don't know if that's an evening activity, but, you know, kind of go to an Elvis-themed place. That would be fun. So if you could pick a song that would represent them, I haven't figured that one out. What celebrity would play Gellie in a movie and why? You know, some of these are just a little too hard for me. What kind of ice cream do you think would describe your person best? That's the challenging. So I'm not quite sure, but let me, do I know what my person's favorite park is? It might be Animal Kingdom. I'm not sure if that's true. But so beyond all these specific questions, let me just tell you a little bit more about Gellie. She goes by Jelly Bean. That's kind of her nickname. She is a teacher. She has done some storybook reading on her channel. She's a lovely reader, and you can tell that she probably works marvelously with children. She and her husband Chills are pass holders. He is also a YouTuber, and he actually posts a lot more than she does. His channel is Chills TV, and he is very into the paranormal, so he does a lot of kind of like ghost tracking or hunting or what have you. I watched a bunch of his channel, but I didn't watch the super ghost oriented stuff only because I wasn't quite ready to be creeped out. I am at some point when I'm in the mindset for hearing more creepy stuff. I'm gonna go check out that stuff, Chills, because it looks really interesting. I know that Gellie and Chills have traveled with her father, I believe her mother as well. So that's kind of sweet that they were all at Disney together. They all went on the cruise together. Chills, I'm going to tell you some personal stuff that wasn't super personal because they stuck it out there on YouTube so anybody could find out. Chills was actually hospitalized in November. He thought he was having a heart attack. They're younger than me. I don't know how old they are, but they're definitely younger than me. And he ended up in the hospital for a while. They thought he might have a blood clot on his lung, and the doctors actually came to them and said, you know, there's a chance you could die. So that's like super serious stuff. And he made it through, and he did not have a blood clot on his lung. And I'm not sure if they figured out completely what his health issue was. Chills, I really, really hope that you're doing well. Gellie, I hope he's doing well, whichever of you are watching this, or if you're both watching. So I don't know the details. But the thing that I really kind of admired is he got out of the hospital and he said a few of his doctors were telling him not to go on this trip, and at least one of his doctors told him to go. And so right after getting out of the hospital, they go straight to the parks, and they're in the parks for their November trip, and then had a few days in the parks, and then went on to the Disney Fantasy. So that's a real you only live once and Disney's your life kind of attitude. So I don't know more details than that, but obviously she comes from a close family. Obviously she and Chills are very connected to each other, and they do a lot together. I do know that she is a school teacher, and she applied this fall for a Disney Plus job that she said was her dream job. I would love to know what that dream job was. So you never said exactly on your channel, Gellie, and I'm guessing you didn't get it, or you would have come on and announced it. I'm sorry if you didn't get it, but I'd love to know, what is your dream job? It sounds like it would be working for Disney Plus in one way or another. So she used to work for Disney and was working with character meet and greets. So she's got that kind of Disney park veteran thing going. I don't know if you ever worked on the cruises. I didn't catch that, but I'd be really curious about that. I know she runs. She did the Castaway 5K. I am not a runner, but I'd love to talk to her about that and hear more about that. So really, I just think both Gellie and Chills seem like super wonderful people, very devoted to Disney, but partly what I liked about them is that they've got this like big variety of interests. She obviously loves Stitch. She said, I think Minnie is her favorite character. You know, Aurora is her favorite princess. And they just seem like a couple or a family with like a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, like not predictable. You know, that there are some not predictable aspects to them. So I would be curious to get to know them better. They seem really great. And Gellie, you do have just a jolliness and a brightness to you that brings me back to your channel again. So Christy's last question was, what did you like about this collab? What was hard about it? And I will say it was really fun to kind of focus on somebody who didn't even have any idea I was focusing on her. I've done that a teeny bit with other people when I had to send them a box for a swap, but this was different. It wasn't about me trying to figure out what to buy her. It was more trying to figure out who is Gellie and what makes her tick. And the fact that she, you know, doesn't post 2-3 times a week made it a little more challenging, but also sent me to her Facebook page. She posts a lot on her Facebook page about Disney, and it's really fun. And that's where I realized that she had been, you know, had been an employee, a cast member at the Disney parks. So it was really fun, and I'm curious, maybe nervous to see what somebody else dug up on me. I'm going to read to you now the 23 channels that are involved in this collab. They're all linked below, so don't miss that for sure. So here are the many channels involved in this collab. They are roughly in alphabetical order, I believe. Absolutely Fabulears, that's Danita. Christy's Corner. Cinder Alley Loves Disney, Alicia. Chronically Disney, Sarah. The Disney Damsels. Dream It DIY. Elyce Between the Ears. Erika DeOcampo. Florida Freaks. Gellie's Journeys. Happiness and Sweet Tea. Hollie Ever After. Lost Girl in Tomorrowland. Mickey's Magic. Part of Rosa's World. Perfectly Cat. Serena's Sparkling Diary. Singer Family Adventures. The Adamson Crew. And the Kilt Guy. The Sisketears. TwinkleBellTerryn. And finally, last but not least, Nina with Wrestling with Disney. All right, so those are the channels involved in this collab, and go watch below. Help me figure out who was doing research on me, and you know, you get to know all of the people on all of these channels better through this fun and different collab. All right, hope you're having a fabulous holiday season, and go spread a little kindness. Keep an eye out. We've got some other things coming up soon, including our Pinuka, I don't know how to pronounce it, but basically we're opening a lot of pins for Hanukkah. We are also going to do a Hanukkah loop giveaway in just a few days. It will start. So check back to Singer Family Adventures. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you wanted to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, put a comment down below. Let me know if you know Gellie and if you've been following her channel, and have a great day.